All right, y'all, welcome back to the channel. This is Steven. Again, this is episode 26, Take Profit Trader Challenge. We're at about $1,350 on the balance. We took two more trades at the end of the New York session, actually three. One we got out of immediately, so two of them. One took a $79 loss. One took like about a $33 win. And right now we're on the 1 minute chart and we entered a trade. And yes, we are moving in the opposite direction right now. These are 1 minute charts, but we're going to let this one run for a while. So I have multiple pivot zones that were calculated using this calculator right here. It's a tool from our VIP trading group from Top Step. Coach Robert made it for our VIP trading group. And what we have here is Bookmap. You can see we have a sell wall down here at 23,940. Some orders that might get hit, but I anticipate we're going to continue to the upside. Coming back into trading view, I'll show you what that looks like. So the zones that I calculated all fit into basically this area. So there's multiple. And as you can see, this is a 40 range chart. So every 40 ticks, it draws a bar. And you can clearly see that we were in this range here, right? For quite some time. All right. So we've been in this range and we just broke out of it. Now we're retracing. Do we stay in the range and range back to the bottom? Well, I'm anticipating that we continue up towards the upside. So that's what I'm anticipating. Do I think we're going to get all the way up to here? Nah, I don't know. But what I do think is that we're starting to make higher highs, higher lows, and we should retrace to some degree back towards the center. Maybe that's the area. But we also have some fair value gap around this area. We could call it this whole area right here, which I think we get back to. So my pivot zones are all stacked up here. And the way they kind of get calculated without going through the whole thing, because it's really a pain in the ass, to be honest, to do it again. So that's what I'm anticipating to happen in the overnight. Hopefully it happens before London. But we're just going to hold on to it. And we'll put our stop down at the bottom. I do not think we come back to the bottom tonight. And if we do, we get stopped out. One contract, MNQ. That's what we're risking. And yeah, we're going to give it some time to make its way back up. So taking off this, now if we look, you can see that we have this pivot low to pivot high. And we have another one maybe here and here, and maybe here and here, and maybe here and here, and maybe here and here, right? Well, there's quite a few of them. So essentially what we did is with this pivot calculator, when we make a pivot high, we're going to call it this one, it calculates how far price should extend above this when it breaks it. Well, it was never completely broken, so we still have room to move above that pivot. Now, I may be understanding it wrong, but the same thing down here. There's another one. We have some room to move up and extend once we break out. Even be another one right here that overlaps, and the move should extend up to some degree, and so on. There's also maybe another one right here. We treat that as the pivot of the pivot high and low. Another way to check that out is to turn on your pivot high and lows, and you can actually see them. That kind of shows you. So we're going to extend above, extend above, extend above. There's even one that extends above into here. So they're completely overlapped. So essentially all I did was decide to treat them all as one big zone. Only risking one contract. So yeah, that's what we have. All right, so that's what we're working with. So I'm gonna pause the video because it's probably gonna take a little while to play out. I'm gonna go get some dinner. We're just gonna let the market do what it does, and yeah, we'll come back in a bit and we'll see how this trade's working out. Before we do that, though, book map, we can clearly get some aggressive buyers trying to push the price up, but it's really not going anywhere. Don't anticipate us breaking through this wall, especially during the overnight session until maybe London if we keep price down where it is. Looks like we're going to be coming back up to the upside, rotating back up. And if we go back to our quant tower, just make sure we have a stop in place. And I'm going to get rid of this line. I'm going to give this room to run. So we're going to put our stop below. Looks like we're making our way back to entry. And if we looked at those extensions from this chart, what you would see is these two yellow lines is one zone. Entry, exit. These two lines, green and green, are another extension zone. And not sure about this yellow one. We can get rid of that. And then these two orange lines are an extension zone. So technically, now that we're looking at this, oh, we already have our stop down here. Okay, let's close this one out. What I think is that we probably bring this down to the top of the green range. Looks like we almost got there already. We just missed it, right? We just missed it by that much. So I think we'll stick with our original plan. We'll keep it up here. And that's what we're looking at. So we'll be back in a bit. All right, so we just got back from our client's house doing some work and we got stopped out. So we're going to close out this order and that doesn't get closed out automatically. And yeah, so we took a small $23 loss on this. No harm, no foul. So probably going to call it an evening, get some rest, wake up early, a couple hours before pre-market, see if there are any interesting situations for us to get into, and maybe trade a little bit before the open today. Maybe even wake up a little bit after midnight my time to possibly see if there's anything going on during the London Open. But for the most part, we may not trade at all tomorrow. So may not trade at all today, and perfectly okay with that. So that being said, one trade, video's done. We're out of here.